Hi, this is Edward. It's Saturday evening. This is message number 3. And we basically had received a question from a lady, and we wanted to take an opportunity to use this video as a means of answering. The question has been addressed, I know, in the book at different points, but it concerns those that appear to you during your night visions, whether they're dreams or theta state appearings, and exactly how to think about them. Those that may come to you, what do they represent? Are they friends or acquaintances or comrades that dwell with you on a different plane? Are they people that you know that yet when waking you realize you have no physical contact with them? Exactly what do these represent? As we mentioned to the young lady, basically we see 3 different scenarios as these appear to you. And the first is to understand that, as Christ said, in my Father's house are many dwelling places, many dimensions, many levels. We've talked about that a number of times. Whether there are 7 levels within God's kingdom or 9, I'm not really sure. Here again, I don't spend a lot of time focusing on this type of stuff. But when it comes and the Spirit gives enlightenment, then you understand. But I know that we've had different ones from the 4th dimension come and walk with us and participate with us. And you might say, well, what is that? And honestly, I can't tell you, except to say that oftentimes there will be those connections you'll have in the Spirit. For how foolish are we if we think that we are all that God is doing within the scope of all of His creation, as if we're the only people. For there are many, many different levels within the Father's house. But I do know that there are some that have really come to stand with us and to participate with us in this time of transition. And they're an integral part. And here again, they come from a different level of life than what we've known. That was one answer. A second is that the majority of the ministry that is conveyed during this time is spirit. I don't know how much ministry after the soul or physical is really going to be done during this time, at least to those who are called for sonship. The day of the old order and the ministry services and the evangelism and the tent meetings, that is long since over, at least for the sons. It's not to say that those things will not continue for different ones that are at different levels of growth and maturing. But what we see unfolding in the true ministry that's happening is a ministry on the realm of spirit. It's been a question of how long it will take us to come to a place of abiding in His presence, where we become entirely cognizant of everything that we are doing. We are spirit. We are, as a triune being, are doing. Because we're unaware of it, it doesn't mean that we're not functioning. It's only as you have breakthroughs that you begin to realize how much you really are functioning. You know, there are times when you wake up in the morning, you feel like you've been drug over the coals because of the intensity of what your spirit was doing through the night. These to whom we minister sometimes can be from on different levels of life, but often they are those that are here present on the earth, pursuing the Lord and pursuing this time of sonship. And the ministry that is carried on is a ministry from spirit to spirit. So oftentimes what you will see or sense is your spirit going about doing the Father's business and bidding. You're ministering to groups, you're ministering to people. Will you ever see them? I don't know. I really couldn't say. I know that we have not. And yet I know that the Lord sends our spirit all over the globe in ministering. And that really is where the effectiveness of the kingdom evangelism is beginning to happen. The third scenario that you might face is to understand that the various spirits that we're dealing with and that are set to be brought down appear in a way or fashion that unless you have revelation you really don't quite understand it, wouldn't really see it. For example, a spirit of lust, a spirit of perversion, a seducing spirit. Without revelation, it would be very difficult to understand exactly what it is that you are having an interaction with as you see it in your dream or vision realm. How often these seducing spirits will come to pull your spirit off, and yet in the vision as you would see it, or in the theta state, however it manifests to you, they will appear very acceptable. Although if you look more closely, it's not that difficult to see through it. But a lot of what is coming, we've seen as well, are these various spirits, perverse spirits, seducing, and there's so many of them. And they do not appear as some amoeba or some nondescript entity. They very much appear as human form. They have that countenance, they have that presence, and without revelation it would be very difficult to understand exactly what it is you're seeing. But understand that some of that also is beginning to happen on a much greater level as we move more and more into judgment. Thank you.